All right, Gemini, I've got some good news and some bad news. I'll start with the good news. The good news is that you've got a serious amount of abundance on the way. You have the ability to create abundance in your life that you can't even imagine, all right? Now the bad news. The bad news is that there is an obstacle to that abundance, and that obstacle is you. There's some work that you need to do, specifically some things that you need to own up to in order to release those blockages and have the life that you truly desire. Want to know more? Keep watching and I'll explain all about it. What's up, Gemini? It's your girl Mel of Divine Feminine Works, and as always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. This channel is everything tarot, astrology, and spirituality. So if those are the things that interest you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell, so you'll always be notified when I come out with new content. All right, Gemini, this is going to be the astro forecast and tarot scope for you for the month of March 2021. I like the astrology of March. I like it because it's chill. All planets are going direct, so we don't have any retrogrades. It's almost like we are free and clear to move forward without any interruption. I feel like we're going to have some pockets of some emotionally intense energy, but nothing you can't handle, and definitely nothing like we've experienced in the recent past. Whatever we've got going on this month is really about getting you to understand and implement unconditional love with Pisces season. And with Aries season, I feel like it's about starting new things in a bold way and sort of being headstrong and being courageous about starting new things in your life. Aries season is the start of the astrological year. So right now, while we're still in Pisces season and the sun is still in Pisces, we're sort of wrapping things up, tying loose ends, especially emotionally speaking, in order to start fresh and with a clean slate come Aries season. So we're at the end, only to go back right around to the beginning. And for you, Gemini, there is a heavy emphasis on your 10th house of career and public life, as well as your 11th house of friendship and goals. So we start out the month in Pisces season with a focus on your career and public life. So this could be being of service to others, doing charity work, doing things on a grand scale because we're talking about your 10th house, but doing it selflessly and from your heart. So this month, at least for the rest of Pisces season, if you're talking about your career, what you do for work, your public image, your social status, you're going to want to do things from your heart chakra. You're going to want to do things from your heart and selflessly. And I feel like it'll definitely take you a long way in terms of your career and your social standing, right? And then when the sun moves into Aries, the focus is going to shift towards your friends, networking, associates, and goals and ambitions. So come Aries season, which starts on March 20th, and again, the sun is going to be moving into your 11th house. That's when you're going to want to reach out and forge new friendships. You're going to want to network a lot. You're going to want to be very social. The sun in your 11th house, particularly in Aries, is very much sort of starting but not finishing. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's sort of like you're going to be spreading yourself all over the place, trying to start new things. Again, Aries is the initiator. So that's starting new things, starting new projects, meeting new people. But with Aries energy, it can be a little self-centered. So it's really more so, I feel like your focus is going to be on what you need and what people can do for you, rather than sort of that selfless energy that, we exuded during Pisces season. So it's going to be more inward directed, and you're going to be thinking more about, what can this person do for me? Or how is being friends with this person or associating with this person going to benefit me, right? Which is all good. We all need to be a little self-centered at times, but just make sure you're not doing it to the detriment of others, if that makes any sense. All right, so that's sort of where your focus is this month in terms of where the sun is transiting. Now let's talk about the moon. So we've got a new moon in the sign of Pisces happening on March 13th and a full moon in the sign of Libra happening on March 28th. So the new moon in Pisces is going down in your 10th house of career and public life. So around that time, you're going to want to plant new seeds and set new intentions related to your career. So that could be career advancement. It could be, finding a new career path altogether, really putting yourself out there and being seen in terms of elevating your social status. So that new moon is going to be the time to do all of that goal setting and intention setting. Now, being that it's Pisces, there's going to be a strong emphasis on love and romance and your imagination. So perhaps some of you are going to want to call in people that can help you, like the ideal partner when it comes to career or your business, or just link up with people who can, help you move ahead. And don't be afraid to dream big, because again, there's going to be Neptune in the mix, and I'll get more into that in my new moon in Pisces video. But this new moon, you're going to want to think big. You're going to want to let your imagination run wild. All right. And again, that's happening on March 13th. And then on March 28th, we have a full moon in the sign of Libra, which is going down in your 5th house of self-expression. So for you, that means that you are going to feel this tug of war, right? Full moons are always when the moon is opposite the sun. So it's sort of this dichotomy that full moons bring our attention to. And so for you, Gemini, this is going to show you where there may be imbalances with respect to you expressing yourself as an individual on the one hand and identifying as part of a group on another. This full moon is going to help you put that in balance, because on the one hand, you don't want to be all about self and be a lone wolf, right? On the other hand, you don't want to lose your identity as far as like identifying with a particular group, a particular movement, or whatever. You want to find a healthy balance. And I feel like that full moon in Libra is going to help you do just that. For some of you, the full moon may show you the culmination of a creative project that you started 6 months ago under the Libra new moon. For others, it may signify like a pregnancy or actually giving birth at this time. So if that's the case, congratulations. But for most of you, I feel like it's going to show you where you need to balance your identity, how you identify, who you identify with, etc. And again, that's going to be the full moon happening in Libra on March 28th. All right, moving along, let's get to Mars, because Mars transited into Gemini, your sign, back on March 3rd. And with that transit, Mars became very active, became very busy. This is like the transit of multitasking. And with this happening in your 1st house of self, I feel like there are many personal projects and many things personal to you that you may have decided to start, or you will decide to start while this transit is still in effect. So it's almost like you want to take 1,000,001 different courses. Maybe you want to try several new diets, or you want to, try some different workout routines or whatever pertaining to your body, your outlook, or your attitude. Now, the good thing with this is that you can get a lot of things started. The bad thing is that you may not finish anything that you start. So try not to spread yourself too thin, but definitely indulge in learning new things and starting new projects, again, that are very personal to you. All right. Moving right along, we get to Mercury. So on March 15th, Mercury will transit into Pisces. And for you, Gemini, this is going down in your 10th house of career and public life. Now, what this means is that Mercury is going to take on a very sort of imaginary and dreamy sort of quality. Mercury is very cerebral. It's very logical. Mercury governs our communication and our ideas. So with Mercury in Pisces, which is in detriment, by the way. Mercury does not like being in Pisces. It's very uncomfortable there. You're going to find that your thoughts become more imaginative. This could be good, especially with your career, because you can imagine different scenarios and sort of think outside the box and not necessarily within the confines of reality. So you can really get creative when it comes to your career. Additionally, with Mercury, in Pisces, you're going to want to make decisions based on your intuition. So when it comes to your career, public life, your social standing, if your intuition is telling you to go a certain place, do a certain thing, meet with someone, follow that intuition, because it definitely won't steer you wrong. Communication may be a little challenging because everyone's going to be on this sort of cloud 9 sort of vibe. It's not going to be logical and direct. It's going to be sort of, Again, dreamy, indirect, very flowery sort of speech. So if you work in a creative industry, this vibe is going to be great for you. If you don't, it'll be a little challenging, but try your best to work through it. And again, follow your intuition. And then finally, we come to Venus. Venus is going to transit into Aries on March 21st. And this is going to be going down in your 11th house of friendship, associations, and goals. So at this time, you're going to want to attack your goals head on. I feel like things that you value are going to become a motivating force for you to achieve them in your life. You're going to want to meet new people, develop new friendships, get into new social groups and things of that nature. But keep in mind that Venus in Aries is sort of superficial and it's not very romantic. It's very direct. It's very bold. It is impatient. So that's sort of how you're going to be addressing these new relationships, these new friendships. So keep that in mind. Venus in Aries is also very headstrong. So again, this could be good. You might be vibing with people on that same wavelength, but it could also cause some conflict. So keep that in mind moving forward. All right, Gemini, that has been the astro forecast for you for March 2021. If you want to know more, I'm going to put the link to the monthly horoscopes in the description box below. Check those out and don't forget to read for your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, so now that we've gotten the astrology out of the way, let's get into the tarot and see what messages Spirit has for you for this month. All right, Gemini, you already know the deal. We start out with the oracle cards for a broad overarching message, and then we circle back in for more specific messages with the tarot. So without further ado, let's get into it. First card out we've got is Saturn. All right, this is some heavy energy right here. Now, this is interesting because when I was shuffling your cards earlier, I felt like my mind was very scattered. I felt like, you guys are a very cerebral sign. You guys are very social, cerebral, ruled by Mercury. So you guys are usually thinking a lot. Your mind is always in motion. And that's how I felt, but it felt very heavy. It felt like you were thinking about things perhaps that you don't want to do or things that are weighing heavily on your mind. And that sort of vibes with this Saturn card. So this could be intense emotions, obligations, things that you have to do that you don't necessarily want to do. This could also be karma. So maybe some of you are thinking about things you've done in the past for which they may come back around right now. But whatever it is, your thoughts are kind of heavy right now. Let's get some more cards and see what that's about. All right. We've got interference, okay? And I feel like it's these thoughts again. What number is this? 4 and 6 is 10, right? Which reduces to a 1. Ones are all about new beginnings. And this really speaks to Aries season, right? Because Aries is the beginning of the astrological year. So it's January, right? It's our January. It's our new year. It's our new beginning. But I get the sense that you've got these nagging thoughts that are interfering with this fresh start that's on the horizon. I feel like some of you are very bothered by what you're thinking, because even as I was shuffling, the cards sort of went all over the place. I feel like your thoughts may be all over the place. I feel like that to a certain extent, you guys are just troubled in a sense. And it's interfering with you being able to have a fresh start and a new beginning. And then we have abundance. Now, what I like about this is that the fact that this card has come out means that abundance is assured. That's the one thing. But there's an obstacle to that abundance that you're experiencing right now. I believe that the tarot will tell me exactly what that is, but it could be karma. So for some of you, your abundance may be delayed because of some karma that's got to be worked out. And remember, karma isn't always just, you do something bad and it comes back around. Karma is really cause and effect. So it could have been something that you did in the past and the effect of which is an obstacle to this abundance, which is not a bad thing. Sometimes it's just a timing kind of thing. You get what I mean? But regardless, there is this interference with respect to your abundance. So let's get into the tarot and see what this is all about. Okay. But again, I don't want you to get worried because abundance is here. And look at how she just got her hand out with this bowl that's overflowing with these like gold coins or confetti or whatever this is. Like it's here for you. You just have to get over this thing or these thoughts, whatever these thoughts are. All right. So let's get into it and see what else we have here. first card out. Oh, we've got Seven of Swords. So there's some sort of deception here. There could have been some deception in the past, perhaps, that is blocking you from this abundance. Yeah, this speaks of deception. This speaks of getting away with something. All right. And you see how this could be the sun or the moon. I can't really tell. Probably the moon. But something about this full moon might illuminate a deception that could be this blockage to your abundance. With the full moon going down in your 5th house of self-expression. Okay. I'm getting a couple of messages here, so bear with me. Some of you are not being real about who you are. You're not letting your authentic self come through. Some of you are hiding behind the mask of some group that you belong to. And maybe your ideals, maybe, how you think or how you feel about things doesn't necessarily vibe with this group, but I think you may be gaining some sort of benefit from it. This next message, this might sound crazy, but this is what I'm getting. There's a deception with respect to a child. Someone is not being honest about who the father of their child is. Someone is playing games or deceiving someone with respect to a child. That is definitely a message for a select few people. But if it resonates with you, you know how this plays out for you. But when it comes to a child, like, for instance, someone may have money coming to them, particularly with tax season, upon us and all of that. So you may have money coming to you, but someone is like playing games with a child that's going to sort of drain your pockets when it comes to child support or whatever. And the child may not be yours, or whatever's going on with the child is being exaggerated, or, you get the idea. But that is for a select few of you. So be mindful of that. All right. We've got Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles speaks of having to make a choice between two things. This again gives me this full moon vibe. You see how these two things are opposite one another? This is giving me that full moon in Libra vibes for you. And again, that's going down in your 5th house of self-expression. Wait, let me just make sure I'm saying that correctly. Is it? Yes. It's your 5th. Yes. Yes. It's your 5th house of self-expression. So again, there may be, I'm getting this sense that it's like you're not being your authentic self. On the one hand, it's like this is this imaginary sort of facade that you're putting on as being part of a group or something like that. Meanwhile, I feel like it's your authentic self that is real. The real part of you, what you really desire, what you really want, who you really are, is going to allow you to have this abundance. See this bag? You can actually secure the bag by being your authentic self. I think some of you are afraid to do that. And this full moon is really going to show you where you've been deceiving yourself and where you've been deceiving other people. Maybe that's why you guys have these heavy ass thoughts. Almost like you're afraid of something about you coming out, like the real you coming through, and people are going to see this facade that you've been, holding up. But honestly speaking, that's what's interfering with your abundance. Spirit is like, I'm ready to bless you, but you want some bullshit right now. This could be you or someone near you, but honestly, I get the sense that this is you, Gemini. Like, yeah. That's what it is. All right. And then we've got the Two of Wands. I feel like once you decide who you really are, like, the world is yours. So much is going to open up to you by being your authentic self. Some of you are going to figure out which way to finally go, because it's almost like when I was shuffling the cards, it's like my mind was going round and round in circles, round and round in circles. Like I wasn't able to think even clearly to just focus on shuffling for you guys, right? And I feel like that's sort of, you're going in this round and round sort of karmic cycle. And once you finally decide to get off the hamster wheel and be your authentic self, I feel like now you can go forward. You can decide which way you want to go. and actually take action steps to go in that direction. I feel like going in that direction, you're going to go in the direction of where the abundance actually lies. Okay? I hope this is making sense. Hopefully you got it, right? All right. See, and then we have the Empress. This is about giving birth to abundance. The Empress is abundant. But you gotta let go of this right here. Oops. You gotta let go of that. Seriously. That's the key to your abundance, is being your authentic self. And that's when you're going to give birth to a lot of wonderful things. All right, let's get 2 more cards here. All right, perfect. We've got the Knight of Cups. For some of you, I get the sense that it's like you've been like almost like selling this story to people. Like you've been, the way that you show up to people, especially emotionally, has not been your authentic self. You've been like painting yourself to be this sort of Casanova, this emotionally open person, when I think in reality you're not. It's like you've been selling a really good story. And I feel like a lot of people have been buying it. But for some of you, there's going to be a message that comes in. Again, I feel like it's around the time of the full moon, which is March 28th. That's going to like uncover who you really are. Again, for some people, I feel like this has to do with a child. Some deception is going to be uncovered with respect to a child. And then we have the 9 of Cups. And I feel like once the cover is blown on all of this deception, that's when like good things are going to start to be able to flow through for you. That's when you're going to have, look at how jubilant this person looks. Look at how they're like jumping out of this pot of treasure, this treasure chest, right? That's when good things and abundance can finally find you. But you've got to take off the mask that you've been wearing. It's like you've been getting away with this facade for a long time. And again, it's like this story that you've been selling people. And I get the sense it's because you feel like it's an issue of like worthiness. Maybe you don't feel worthy enough to show up as your authentic self, but I don't know why you would think that. Could be things from the past. You know, Saturn is all about karma, things from the past. Could be because of that. But again, once you are able to sort of be who you really are, express your true passions. I feel like some of you have also like jumped on the bandwagon when it comes to what it is that you like, right? So identifying with a group of people who like a certain thing, you feel like is going to bring you abundance. Let's say you're painting this picture of, okay, you're really into finance. You're really into, I don't know why I'm getting this example, but you're really into like the entrepreneurial life and stocks and bonds and doing all that stuff. And so you resonate with people like that. But on the inside, you're like, I don't like this shit. You feel like you're doing this or you're going through the motions because that's where you feel like the abundance lies, but you're really just deluding yourself. You're really just deceiving yourself. There's something that you are able to create from your heart and from your authentic self, which is going to give you this abundance. But until you face that part of yourself, until you own up to who you really are, what it is that you really like, you can't create anything. You really can't. And so you need to be real with yourself. You need to be honest about who you are, what you like, what you can do, etc. So you can actually start creating your own abundance. Okay, I want to clarify this Knight of Cups. This card speaking something interesting to me. So let's see what it is. We got 2. Gemini, look at what flew out. False person. Come on now, Gemini. Self-explanatory. Yeah, mature man. All right. So for some of you, y'all are really portraying like you this Casanova. So some of y'all are breaking hearts out here. You are promising the world. Look at how he's got the globe next to him. Y'all are promising people the world. You're putting up this facade like you're well traveled, like you're this and like you're that, but you're really not. Don't do that, Gemini. It's not fair to you and it's not fair to other people, right? But yeah, some of you have this Casanova saying all the right things to, you know, whoever you're trying to date or whatever, and y'all are just out here breaking hearts. Look at this, like a thief in the night. Okay, yeah, y'all are really deceiving people out here. Gemini, that is what is holding you back from your abundance. So if you, this is what I need you to do. I need you to sit down and examine what it is that you want in life. What have you been working towards accomplishing, and have you accomplished it? If you haven't, it's because you need to start being real and owning up to who you really are. Stop putting on a facade. Stop putting on a face that's not yours. Be real. And that's where you're going to find your abundance. All right. All right. So let's get 3 astrology cards to close out this reading. Okay. First card out is 12th house. 12th house is the house of your self-undoing. So if you have been deceptive, this 12th house card is letting you know that karma is on your heels. Okay? I'll just leave it at that. Let's get 2 more cards out here. Okay? We've got Aries. This is Aries season coming up. So again, Pisces being the last sign of the zodiac, Pisces being almost akin to the 12th house. In order for you to have this abundance, you've got to clean this stuff up. Clean this stuff up right now. Like right now. In order to be able, because abundance is waiting for you in this new season, in this new astrological year. But if you want some fuck shit, yeah, it ain't gonna happen. Sorry. Just gotta be real. We've got sextile, which is opportunity. So there's an opportunity to make this right. It's almost like it's last call. Last call for alcohol, Gemini. This is the last call to get things right, set things straight, stop lying, stop being a false person, and you'll be straight. You'll be able to walk into this new year on the right foot, on the right path, and able to go where the abundance resides. All right. So take that message with a grain of salt, and yeah, be you. Be your authentic self, Gemini, this time. All right, Gemini, that has been your astro forecast and taroscope for the month of March 2021. I sincerely hope that you were able to get at least one important message from this reading. Speaking of readings, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me or order an astrology report, those links are in the description box below, so don't forget to check those out. And while you're checking things out, don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Divine Feminine Works. Every week, I do a series called The Week Ahead where I do a reading just like this, a quick and dirty astro forecast and taroscope for the upcoming week. So check that out so you don't miss any of that great stuff. As always, Gemini, everything I do is a labor of love and comes straight from the bottom of my heart. If you feel so inclined and would like to tip me by buying me a coffee, and tips are always greatly appreciated, I'll leave that link in the description box as well. Geminis, my love. Geminis, my loves. I know this message was a little rough, all right? But sometimes we need that tough love in order to make a change. And if you make that change, I can guarantee you will find your abundance. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next time.